It's the dictionary. 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 It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. This is episode G59. 59? My mouth is not working. Wee. And this is the host, Spencer. How are you doing? What's going on with you today? I hope that everything is going very good for you. In this, this is airing on April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day if you celebrate. Are you part of the group of people? Is it a very religious April Fool's Day for you, or is it cultural, or is it just silly fun? What are you doing? If you played any pranks on anybody, let me know. I want to know. You can write a review for this on Apple Podcasts, which is now finally showing all my new episodes. It just doesn't have the old ones because they only show 2,000 episodes. And write a review on the Apple Podcast. Also, I think the Spotify, if you're still doing the Spotify, you can watch this on YouTube, share the episodes, write some comments, thumbs them up, subscribe, all of those fun things. And you can buy merchandise. There's a link in the show notes. You can call the Google Voice number and leave me a voicemail so I can hear your beautiful voice, and I would like to put it in an episode if that's okay with you. 917-727-5757. Email me, dictionarypod@gmail.com. Follow me on the social media at dictionarypod and also at speejampar. And what are the other things? Obviously, you must join the Patreon for just $1 measly a month. You will get very early episodes. There's a number of them up there, and I'm gonna put a number of them up more because this podcast never ends. All right, getting into the word time. The first word that we have is gerontology. You may remember from the previous episode that there's the gerunt prefix is all about being aged and old age. I'm so close to there. I'm right on the border. So, gerontology, gerontology. It is a noun from 1903. The comprehensive study of aging and the problems of the aged. What are the problems of the aged? I think that the aged would say one of their problems are the youthfuls, the youths. I think that's a little bit of a thorn in their side. Oh, those youthful people, they're such a problem to me. It says compare to the first form of the word geriatric, which would have been just right over here somewhere. I think also just related to the aged. Let's see, geriatric first definition, a branch of medicine that deals with the problems and diseases of old age and aging people. Yep, that one says compared to gerontology, so they're pretty similar. Gerontological is or also gerontologic. Those are adjectives, and gerontologist is a noun. A gerontologist just loves working with the old folks, interviewing them, maybe going to an old folks' home, checking their problems, checking their issues, maybe from a medical standpoint. All right, I'm not sure if we have any more old-related words. We do have a number of words with long definitions or multiple definitions in this episode, so we don't have quite as many words as we normally do, and a number of these I am not familiar with at all. But this next word I am familiar with. I need to make a sound effect. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I feel like I could have moved this marker a little bit. Ooh, whoa. We have a big, interesting section on the next page. So I think I shall go. Now we have the word gerrymander. It's spelled with a G because we're in the G section. Gerrymander. You could also say, I guess some people say gerrymander. Is that what I'm seeing? Gerrymander? Um, what's the difference between these two pronunciations? I'm seeing these look exactly the same. I don't know what's the difference between these. Anyway, I'm going to say gerrymander. That's what most of us are saying and hearing. It is a noun from 1812. Number 1, the act or method of gerrymandering. And if I didn't say, this is the first form, so we have the second form coming up. Number 2, this is a district or pattern of districts varying greatly in size or population as a result of gerrymandering. Again, I feel like maybe you should put the word first, the form first that describes what the thing is, so that when somebody reads the dictionary in podcast form, they will get all the information in the right order. Why aren't you thinking, lexicographers, dictionary creators, editors, why aren't you thinking about the fact that somebody would want to make a podcast reading the dictionary in order? It's so silly of you. All right, let's look at the etymology. This is from Eldridge Gerry, last name Gerry, Gerry. Also, and this is the funny thing. This is one of the funny things about this word. The second part of the word salamander, the mander of salamander, plus Gerry, because it is from the shape of an election district formed during Gerry's governorship of Massachusetts. So when Elbridge Gerry was the governor of Massachusetts, they reformed the districts, and people were like, you just made that look like a salamander. And what it did, the result of that, was something so astounding that people they needed to combine his name with salamander to have gerrymander. And now we're just like so used to this word that's one of, arguably one of the silliest words in the English language when you really think about where it comes from. Man, my brain. Gerrymander. Gerry salamander. Maybe it should be salad-jerry. Okay, now we have to talk about what this literally is, and I have to make a sound effect. I didn't mean to do the Transformer sound again. Now we have the second form of gerrymander. This one is the verb from 1812. It looks to be just transitive. Number 1. To divide. What are you dividing? It's a territorial unit. To divide into election districts to give one political party an electoral majority in a large number of districts while concentrating the voting strength of the opposition in as few districts as possible. And let's just get into number 2 before we start chit-chatting about it. To divide an area into political units to give special advantages to one group. We have an example here. Gerrymander a school district. So whatever space you're talking about, whatever political situation you're talking about, it's really just the idea of changing things to give one group an advantage over the other. And I just hate the idea. I just hate the fact that this is allowed, kind of. I believe recently, I'm recording this at the end of February 2026, and I believe just in the last few months, there has been a lot of talk about other different states allowing or not allowing this type of thing in certain cases. And I mean, both sides are being a real blunt about, we just want to do this, mostly because one side has been worse about this in history. And so they're just like, we're going to just reshape the districts so we will almost guaranteed win that election in that area. The people on the right or the people on the left. It's usually the people on the right who are doing this because they like to do things that I think are a little bit less fair. I just feel like, can we just get rid of this altogether? Just make the districts make them fair, make them make sense, make them just this area and this area, and not to be making funky shapes like salamanders. I just hate the fact that this exists. And I think it's a big reason why we're in the position that we're in, because a lot of things have been gerrymandered. They got gerrymandered. You've been gerrymandered. Yeah. Let's put a link in the show notes for gerrymandering, and I don't know, just some info about just like what that is. I want to look up gerrymander, but I want to look up like the original district shape. Let's see if I can we look at what the original salamander looked like. Let's see. Ooh, interesting. A lot of people are. I mean, if this is accurate, now what year would this have been? I think I need to. Oops, what did I just do? I hid my. Did I pin that? What happened? I wanted to duplicate this. I made all the text go away. Unpin. There we go. Unpin. What I wanted to do was go back and look at some information. 1812. The famous gerrymander cartoon published in the Boston Gazette on March 26, 1812, depicted this district as a dragon-like creature with a salamander's head. Well, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Here's the cartoon. I should probably post this on the social media. But yeah, I mean, this is very gerrymandered, because it's okay. Here's another picture. It's this top right corner of Massachusetts, and it's goes over like three sides, two or three sides of this sort of square shape, and so this cartoon has the district that they're talking about. It just goes around. It's like this dragon going over these other districts, but that doesn't look like a salamander's head. And how can you say it's this dragon-like creature when it has a salamander's head? It's more of a dragon. It should be a jerry dragon, a Gerrygon, an Elbridge. I don't know what the right name would be, but yes, I really see they were like, what did you do over here? Why did you create this ridiculous shape? It's kind of bonkers. So, and I don't know what the situation is like now, but I mean, it's a very clever drawing. But I 100% disagree with salamander. I mean, I think the wings were added. The wings I don't think were part of the districts. Those seem inaccurate. It's got no arms. I feel bad for this dragon. It has no arms. I guess the wings would be its arms, maybe. But yeah, not a salamander. Let's change the name. Also, let's just get rid of the process altogether. Oh boy, didn't expect that picture to be so interesting. And it's from 1812, did it say? 1812. 114 years ago, almost to the day from the cartoon. Okay, let's move on to... We now have the word gerund, Gerund, noun from 1513. Number 1, a verbal noun in Latin that expresses generalized or uncompleted action. Uncompleted action. I didn't get to finish my verb. My verb is just hanging out there with unfinished business. Number 2, this one is quite a bit longer. Any of several linguistic forms analogous to the Latin gerund in languages other than Latin, especially the English verbal noun ending in ing that has the function of a substantive and at the same time shows the verbal features of tense, voice, and capacity to take adverbial qualifiers and to govern objects. And sometimes when your brain works like mine, you are like, I don't understand all of these terms related to language and stuff. I want to see examples of gerund, not gerrymandering. You know that I was just looking up gerrymandering. Let's see. Gerunds are, I mean, the ing helps a lot. The rest of it, it was like, I need examples. Gerunds are verbs ending in ing that function as nouns in a sentence, representing activities rather than actions in progress. Okay, yes, this is helpful. They can act as subjects, direct objects, or objects of a preposition. Common examples include swimming, reading, smoking, dancing, and thinking. They are used in contexts like smoking causes cancer or I enjoy reading. So, smoking causes cancer. You're not doing the action of smoking. It's just the thing in general. The action of smoking is now a noun. I enjoy reading. You could say, I am reading. That would be the verb. But in this context, it's a noun. I enjoy the action of reading. Maybe I am smoking while reading. Whew. No, don't do that. You might burn your book. Also, it causes cancer, so don't do that. Reading doesn't cause cancer. Smoking causes cancer, so yeah, don't smoke, kids. But I enjoy reading. I enjoy the action of sitting in my comfy chair, reading a book with a hot cocoa next to me. Okay, so those are gerunds. Will I remember? Probably not. I'm not very good at remembering those things, but good for us to learn and remember. This word is from the Latin gerundus. I don't remember how they would pronounce that. That is, it just means gerundive, which is coming up here shortly. Also from the verb gerere, which means to bear or carry on. So I feel like we had another word recently that had that similar etymology. But so what is it? So the word is carrying the action. It's bearing the action. I don't know why they took that word to be used in this way. But yeah, to bear, to carry on. That's the etymology of the word gerund. And we saw that gerundus is the word gerundive. And that's our next word. Quick, quick, quick. Gerundive. Noun from the 15th century. Number 1. The Latin future passive participle. My brain is like, what are you even talking about? The Latin future passive participle that functions as the verbal adjective that expresses the fitness or necessity of the action to be performed, and that has the same suffix as the gerund. What? Okay, so the same suffix as the gerund, does that mean ing? Number 2, a verbal adjective in a language other than Latin analogous to the gerundive. So they're just saying, yes, it's in Latin, but also it's in other languages. So now I just need to look up examples of gerundives. So I guess this one here, gerundives. Gerundives. It's a fun word to say. A Latin passive verbal adjective ending in Latin it would be ndus or nda or ndum, that expresses necessity, obligation, or purpose, meaning must be or to be. They agree with a noun in gender, number, and case, often appearing in the passive paraphrastic. Oh my God. So I need English. This is all in Latin. This is all examples in Latin and stuff, and I don't want that. I want examples in English. Let's see. Well, English lacks native inflectional gerundive. Examples include borrowed concepts like agenda. Oh, we're taking the Latin words. Oh, we got a fruit fly in here. Get out of here. No, I don't. Okay. Well, okay. Examples of words in English that have come from Latin: agenda. Originally, the Latin agenda meaning things that must be done. Dividend. So you can see this nd at the end of the word. That directly came from Latin. Propaganda, something that should be propagated. Dividend is something to be divided. Reverend, a person who should be revered. Legend, originally legenda, meaning things you should read. Now, it hasn't gotten into all of the what the dictionary was saying, so I still don't understand. But hey, maybe this was helpful to you. Let's put this link to Gerundive in the show notes so you can learn more about these things. Yeah, my brain is like, I don't know these. I don't understand. Okay, now let's move on to bloop, bloop, bloop. This is Gesellschaft. Gesellschaft. Gessellschaft. Noun from 1928. A rationally developed mechanistic type of social relationship characterized by impersonally contracted associations between persons. Also, a community or society characterized by this relationship. Compare to Gemeinschaft, which we had not very long ago, so let's go look up that. Let's see, how is it spelled? Gemein. I definitely remember reading this. Oh, it was way down here. Let's move some papers around to do this, and a little bit of that, and some other of these things. Gemeinschaft. Here we go. I think I must have listened to this episode recently. A spontaneously arising organic social relationship characterized by strong reciprocal bonds of sentiment and kinship within a common tradition. A community or society, blah, blah, blah. I definitely remember reading this. So it was about just people who are similar or something. But this one, Gesellschaft. Well, I'll tell you, this is German, and it means companionship or society. But the definition was a little confusing to me. A rationally developed mechanistic type of social relationship characterized, this is the important part, characterized by impersonally contracted associations between persons. So the people in a Gesellschaft community or social situation are impersonal. They're not connected somehow. Is it the opposite of Gemeinschaft? I definitely need more information, but yeah, this is an interesting thing. Social relations based on impersonal ties as duty to a society or organization. Okay, so it's like you're not friends, you're not family, you are maybe coworkers, and you don't have that personal connection, but you are in this group, together because of non-personal relations like work. That's the easiest way, I think. Or just you're like, hey, we're a part of the same organization, so maybe you have some similarities, but you are not, it's not a personal thing. You're not going out, hanging out necessarily, going to bars and restaurants and talking about your personal lives, maybe. Okay, so yeah, Gesellschaft. Yeah, interesting. Good to. I'm trying to remember these things, but they're so hard. I'm filling my brain with too much stuff. Moving on to. We now have the word Gestneriad. Gestneriad. Gesneriad. Noun from 1882. These are some fun words to say today. Gerrymander, Gerundive, Gesellschaft, Gestneriad. This is any of a family of tropical or subtropical herbs with chiefly opposite leaves and highly zygomorphic flowers. Oh man, those flowers are highly zygomorphic. I haven't seen flowers that are so zygomorphic. The family name is Gestneriaceae, and examples of these herbs would be the African violet or gloxinia, or maybe it's gloxinia. But I think, of course, now we need to look at some pictures. We need to look up some pictures. Let's see. Gestneriad. Images. A lot of flowers look very similar to me. Let's see. These have some interesting. Now, there's a lot of different kinds. Are these all Gesneriads? This is very interesting. This one looks fun. It's purple. It looks like they got a lot of colors, but the petals, there's so many different kinds of examples of these petals. Some of them are round and some of them are like a little bumpy and lots of things in between. So, there's a whole lot of different kinds of Gesneriads, I guess. Gesneriads are taking over the world. Okay, this word, it's the New Latin Gesneria, which is the genus name. It's from a person, Konrad Gessner, who was a Swiss naturalist who died in 1565, and then 300 years later, they made up the word Gesneriad after good old Konrad. All right. Now we have gesso. Gesso, Gesso, noun from 1596. Number 1, plaster of Paris or gypsum, prepared with glue for use in painting or making bas-reliefs. So this is an artistic style, a thing in art that you can do. We're going to look up gesso, but in the meantime, I'm going to go on to number 2. A paste prepared by mixing whiting with size or glue and spread upon a surface to fit it for painting or gilding. Now, I definitely did not understand 100% of what that was saying. Let's see. Here's another description of gesso. It's a primer made from a mixture of binder, like a glue. It's also mixed with chalk and pigment, usually a white. It is used to seal and prepare surfaces like canvas, wood, or cardboard for paint adhesion. So you seal it with this gesso, and then you do either put the paint on top of it to adhere to it, or you putting it on after you painted to seal it so you can't mess it up later. It creates a textured tooth for paint to grip. Oh yes, so paint to grip onto it. It prevents paint absorption and increases the longevity of artwork. So it feels like maybe you do put it on after, so the paint stays there and it stays long. So it's a glue. Here is an example of a restored gesso panel representing St. Martin of Tours from this church in Hampshire. I guess, like, do you not always put a gesso on top of a paint? Maybe, probably not. And I guess, does it have a different look? I mean, this one definitely has a certain style to it, but I don't know if this is a typical gesso look to things. Let's see. Are there any other? Let's look up images of. Well, it's mostly just the process of mixing up the gesso. Yeah, I think it has maybe it's a shinier kind of look to it or something. Anyway, that's gesso. Was there anything else? Oh, I did not understand. Whiting, I understand. It's a white thing, but also it's mixing the whiting with size or glue. What is size? Is that a thing? I don't know that word. I know the size of a thing, but not in a painting context, a noun. Okay, yeah, gessoed is an adjective. Look at that painting. It's been gessoed. This word is Italian, and it literally means gypsum. So we'll learn about that later in the G's, almost at the very end of the G's. Won't you join me? Won't you come back for that? Okay, thank you. Next we have gest, G-E-S-T, or you could put another E at the very end. Noun from the 13th century. Number 1, a tale of adventures, especially a romance in verse. So, a romantic poem, basically, but maybe there's an adventure to it. Look at us, we're going on an adventure. Let's go on a gest. Tell us a gest of adventures and romance. Number 2, the synonyms are adventure and exploit, like the exploits of the adventurers who are romantically involved in verse. So this word is from the Middle English jest with an E, and there's more at the word jest with a J. But first I think of jest as in like a jester, maybe something to provide entertainment or some silliness. What are some other jest? I jest. There's a phrase with the word jest, and we're gonna have to wait until the J's to learn more about jest. But maybe there's something about it that has to do with adventures and exploits. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Next is our last word. It is the word gestalt. You can pronounce this, 4 ways? Gestalt, 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 or gestalt. So in the middle, it's an S or a sh sound, and then it's stalt or stolt with an S or a sh. An S, a s, or a sh. It is spelled Gestalt. And we have at least a couple more related words in the next episode. So, Gestalt is a noun from 1922. It is a structure, configuration, or pattern of physical, biological, or psychological phenomena so integrated as to constitute a functional unit with properties not derivable by summation of its parts. I believe basically what it's saying is that it's the whole thing and not the parts of the thing. Let's read it again. A structure, configuration, or pattern of physical, biological, or psychological phenomena so integrated as to constitute a functional unit with properties not derivable by summation of its parts. So you can't derive it from all of the parts together, or do you have to? Now, I think I've heard this in terms of maybe either like a therapy. Yeah, there's Gestalt Therapy. It's a humanistic experiential psychotherapy developed by Fritz and Laura Perls, focusing on increasing present moment awareness, personal responsibility, and holism. That is the mind-body integration to resolve unfinished business. It works by helping clients become aware of their immediate conscious experiences, emotions, and bodily sensations, the here and now, rather than focusing on past causes. How do you feel now? What's going on now? We're not going to talk about the past. We're going to talk about the now. Interesting. Key goals include self-awareness, personal growth, and self-regulation. Now, it did not discuss this specific type of therapy in this Gestalt therapy did not specifically talk about the parts or the whole. So, obviously, let's get rid of the word therapy in this search, because there's Gestalt psychology in general. I just want a little bit more information about like what is just Gestalt in general. Well, what does our etymology say? It is German, literally means shape or form. It is a psychological, philosophical, and design concept. So that's a lot of different things right there. Emphasizing that the whole is different from the sum of its parts. Okay, so that was a much simpler way to say that whole thing that is better for my brain. The dictionary definition was very specific and accurate, but it didn't quite have the punch as the phrase, the whole is different from the sum of its parts. So you've got the parts. You total up all the parts, and you have one thing. You look at all the parts together, but that it's saying that is different than looking at the thing as a whole. Very interesting. It was emerging in the early 20th century. It asserts that human perception organizes individual elements into unified, organized patterns or configurations rather than disparate components. Oh, this is fascinating. There's a whole lot. Let's put a link in the show notes, I guess, for there's Gestalt in general. There's also Gestalt psychology. So yeah. It's an interesting, and I have heard this word. I hear it sometimes, but I don't think I fully understand. I think I knew that it had to do with the whole in relation to the parts, but it's good to get this reminder of the whole is different than the sum of the parts. Okay, there's some interesting images over here. What is this one? It's the word Gestalt in different things and Interesting. Okay, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. What the rabbit hole that we got to go down is where the white rabbit is like, I'm late for a date, and the date is telling you about the word of the episode. We had today gerontology, gerrymander, gerundive, Gesellschaft, Gesneriad, gest, and Gestalt. Or Gestalt, or Gestalt, Stolt, or Gestalt. Ooh, which one am I gonna pick? I mean, they were all very equal in my mind. Okay, so we've got words about psychology or architecture, design in general. We've got a glue. We've got herbs. We've got a social relationship thing. We've got words. We've got dividing districts. And we've got old people. And also adventures. Let's just pick that one. Let's pick gest as the word of the episode. Write a story of my gest. I'm going on lots of adventures. Write a story of my gest. Write a jest of my jests. I don't know. It is what it was. And that's where it goes. All right, it's movie time. That's what we're all here for anyway. Let's do another 2 movies. This one is called Is This Thing On? And I love this movie. I don't think it really got a lot of attention, unfortunately. I would like to think, I think that other people think it's good. We quite enjoyed it. It is a story of a relationship and also sort of figuring out who you are, what's your life like at a middle age, a little bit of a middle age crisis sort of situation, I can put in air quotes. And yeah, I mean, it deals with some serious stuff. I think you could call this a dramedy. There's some very dramatic moments and also some very funny moments, and I really liked it. The next one is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. And I was just talking about this with some people. Is it Rose Byrne? Rose Byrne is nominated for Best Actor, Female Actor. And let's see. If I Had Legs, yes, Rose Byrne. Also, Conan O'Brien is in it. He plays a therapist. I really liked it. I think I was a little confused. Basically, what we were saying is that it's very metaphorical. She is fantastic. Definitely worth a watch. Let's see. The Oscars are over by the time this is airing, so everybody will know if she won or not. But it's not about winning. It's just about being recognized and doing a good job at what you do, and just doing something different. So yeah, I can't even describe it because I don't even remember a lot of it, but it just feels like a just very metaphorical film about, I don't even know. It's called a dark comedy, psychological drama, a thriller. Worth a watch. And I don't understand the title. I'd have to watch it again. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Don't even think too hard about that, I guess. Go watch it. Okay, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed me talking about a very interesting mix of words today. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.